95.7 The Hog, the Morning Hog. Riggs, Steve, and Josh Messar-Perrott bringing our friend Jeremy back to the Morning Hog Brew Review. It's time for some Copper Bottom Spirits, and it's here on the Morning Hog on 95.7 The Hog. 95.7 The Hog's Morning Hog Show. That's us, Riggs. Steve is in a different spot over here. You'll see him right over this way. And we bring Josh Messar-Perrott, Morning Hog Happy Hour. That's right.
Morning.
And hey, Josh, welcome back. You know why it's so happy today, don't you?
Because we have a friend here.
That's right. It is our old friend, somebody who's been on the Brew Review multiple times.
Right.
What,
but it's been a long time.
It's been a little while.
Listen to that voice. Say something, mystery guest.
Hello.
Whoa.
How are you guys today?
That's right, Jeremy. Copper Botto. He's back.
What's up, guys?
Dog. Wow.
I got extra stuff today, too. I got lots of stuff today.
Really?
Yeah,
oh, my God.
Full lineup.
I don't say this to a guy a lot, but look at those bottles. Mm-hmm. Look at those. Wow. You did bring a bunch. Copper Bottom just never stops.
We try not to.
You're always doing something. And clearly you've been doing a lot of something. So let's get into it. Where did we even start today?
You always got to start with vodka.
Okay.
And the reason you got to start with vodka is because it's the least flavorful of all the spirits that we make.
Right.
And if you start further down the line, you're just not going to taste this by the end.
You're going to taint your
palate
buds.
will be just totally wrecked.
Just gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is our vodka. We've had this on here before, but it's never bad.
Right. Of course it's not.
That's one of my favorite noises on the planet.
It is.
Awesome.
It's mine as well.
Thank you for that.
So we've got vodka here. It's sugarcane based. Make 100% in house, which is pretty rare in this industry. A lot of distilleries are just buying stuff in and repackaging it.
Right.
We make this 100% in house from sugarcane.
Yeah, that's actually a really huge deal. Like you're saying, most places bring in their base, and then they go from there. But they're 100% in house, and really cool.
And what is the I've been in your room before. You've taken us back there to show us, but essentially what it is, you have sugar cane, right?
Yeah.
You do what to it?
So we have sugarcane and water and yeast, and that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So and for rum, that's what it has to be. You cannot add anything else to it and still call it rum.
Okay.
The great thing about vodka is you can make it out of anything. And in my opinion, sugarcane is one of the best ingredients to use for vodka, but it's a more traditional style, so it actually has a little flavor to it. It's not just straight like rubbing alcohol.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Is there's actually some flavor behind it, which is
Yeah, you get
fantastic.
that straight. Yeah, and by the way, we're not we're doing this straight for those who are not watching the
are.
video. Yeah,
If you watch my face, you'll know it's done straight.
yeah, but it's so smooth, bro.
Smooth, right?
A lot everybody wants.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You want it to be smooth, and it's really the process. It's taking those bad alcohols out and really making it nice, smooth, easy to drink.
Right. Okay.
Do you have a favorite cocktail to do with y'all's vodka?
I have a couple. So I really like Moscow Mules.
Right.
I really like, honestly, I like it on ice. A couple olives, a little vodka martini kind of thing.
Right.
But honestly, that's the way I drink it most of the time. But my mom, my wife, a lot of people that come to the distillery, they like that vodka club soda.
Yes.
Little
Oh, yeah.
lime.
Yep.
Right here.
You know.
I'll do a vodka soda every once in a while.
When we'll talk more about your tasting room and stuff over there, but when people come by, you can make them the Moscow Mule right in the cup.
We can. Actually, that's a big change since the last time I was here. Now we can actually serve drinks at the distillery, where before we couldn't. We can only do tastings before. Now we can actually, you can come by, hang out, have a drink. It's fun.
That's right.
It's awesome.
New edition.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Making a plan. Yeah, listen, people are excited. Obviously, people are excited about it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna keep forging ahead, man. So just keep cracking bottles and tell us what we're gonna try.
We got a long way to go, so we might as well. So this one is our silver rum. This is actually the very first product that we developed. Okay. Took us the longest. Again, sugarcane base, same sugarcane base actually.
Okay. All right.
But very, very flavorful. This one you're going to get a lot of like butterscotch, banana, vanilla.
And why? Where do those come from? Where do those flavors?
That's just coming from the yeast mostly.
Really?
Believe it or not, the yeast is the most important part of the process. That's where most of your flavor is going to come from.
Okay. So this is we talk about beer science, right, Josh? You tell us about it all the time. This is kind of the same parallel.
So
right?
I'm not up to par on my my spirit science. So are there different types of yeast that a lot of distillers are using to get these different flavor profiles? Or are they kind of using the same across the board?
No, there are thousands or millions of different strains of yeast.
Yeah.
And before we started up, I brought in 30, 40 different strains of yeast, and we distilled the exact same sugarcane. And you'd be amazed at how different each product or each distillation was just by the yeast. The yeast was the only difference.
Awesome. When you feel when you put your head in it,
yeah,
you can taste more.
Absolutely.
That's what tasting. Just don't cheat. You can't just shoot it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's save that for Save that for a midnight party.
Put that pinky out and just sip it.
This is the 9
Actually
o'clock
taste
hour in the morning on a Friday. We are sipping
right.
now. Copper Bottom Spirits. So good, man.
Yeah, so that was the first, like I said, that was the very first product that we developed. Still one of our, actually probably is our best seller. Very, very mixable. My favorites with this one is mojitos, but you can make rum punches, great rum and Coke, whatever you would normally do with rum.
Right.
It's easy.
Okay. All right. It's and by the way, all of these available at Copper Bottom.
Absolutely.
Right. We'll tell people where to find that and stuff. Of course, we talk about the website for
Yeah.
SRProt.
You know which one?
You talk about srprot.com/beerfinder.
Yeah, that'd be it.
You can bang in Copper Bottom right there, can't you?
Absolutely.
Okay. There you go.
A lot of locations around town. You can pick this stuff up.
Yeah, it's not just your place, right?
No.
Yeah, we'll point that out. So we'll highlight some. All right, do we want to sneak one more in before we take a break?
Let's stick with the clears. So
Okay.
I've got another clear, and this is actually something very special that we don't normally do. This is a gin that we actually do for a local restaurant in town, Rose Villa, out here in Ormond Beach.
Oh, yeah.
And they came to us and wanted a specialty spirit, and we decided to do a gin. And this one, I will tell you, I am not typically a gin guy. This one's delicious.
I am not either. And somebody recently gave me a flavored gin, and I was like, all right, I'm back in the game. Because I forget the juniper, right, is the base of gin.
Correct. So juniper is the main ingredient. It's got to be minimum 51% juniper in order to even call it gin.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if it's not,
good.
yeah. So if it has to be minimum 51% juniper. This one is actually juniper, coriander, lemon, and lime.
Ooh.
So you get a nice little citrus note on this one. Coriander too. It's 90 proof, so it's definitely stronger than everything you tried. But I'll tell you, it's super smooth and very flavorful.
Oh, it's got.
So I am a gin guy, and this is really, really good.
It's got a sting, but this is a great gin.
Yeah. But super smooth
It's
for
not
90
an
proof.
alcohol taste.
No,
It's the-
no. Yeah. Yeah, so basically what we do is we start with our sugarcane vodka that we tried earlier, and then we redistill that through all the botanicals. So like I said, the juniper, coriander, lemon, and lime, and then comes back through the other end, tasting like that.
What is it about the juniper? It's a berry, right?
It's a berry, yep.
Why is the juniper berry so much more powerful than other berries? We have a berry chart that we do on the show a lot. It's usually right here on the wall.
juniper's not
We took it down for
typically
the
up there.
hog sign. Yeah, the juniper never makes it. But really,
It should.
It feels like it's got more function.
I feel like it does.
You know what I mean?
I mean, for me, it does.
Sorry, bloobs. I mean, you got to take a back seat to the juniper. Wow, that's amazing. Now, Patrick over at Rose Villa, right? They have that in their place?
if you order pretty much any gin cocktail, they're pouring this in it.
Look at that.
And it's delicious. Now, the only place you can get it is at our shop or at Rose Villa.
Okay, I like
Yep.
it. I like that. That's why that'll push us. And Roseville is near my new home.
I was going to say,
So I'm saying, like, you get a couple of these, in you and stuff. You can give me a call. I'll give up my cell later. Maybe we got a bunch of bottles to get through.
I just say we still got a few more.
All right, stick around. We're gonna talk more Copper Bottom, Jeremy, and of course Josh from SRProt. It's the Morning Hog Brew Review on 95.7 The Hog. 95.7 The Hog. The Morning Hog Happy Hour is on right now. We're lucky to have these Fridays because Josh from SRProt is here and Jeremy from Copper Bottom Spirits.
All right.
What's your city of origin there, Jeremy? Copper Bottoms?
Holly Hill.
It is Holly Hill.
We're in Holly
Okay.
Hill, yeah.
I just want to make sure. I don't want to say, label you Daytona.
Oh, no, we don't want to do that.
Just making sure.
Blasphemy.
But right there at the foot of the bridge, easy to find, right? Tell people
Right
how
at the
they can
base
get
of
to
the
you.
Seabreeze Bridge. Yeah, we're 998 North Beach Street, Holly Hill.
Okay.
If you come over the Seabreeze Bridge, we're right there on the mainland side, right behind the car wash.
Did you get a new paint job over there or something?
We did.
Really?
We did. Just
Little
got a
bit-
new-
little-
Did you have to do it
construction
yourself?
too, huh?
Yeah, so we had some local guys come in and do the
Professionals,
paint.
probably
Professionals.
best,
I mean,
You do everything anyway over there.
well, we painted it the first time, and that's when we said we're not going to do it again. And then, but no, we actually do have some construction going on over there. We just finished up a patio, so we've got a nice outdoor space now as well.
Really?
So you can come in, hang out, like I said, have a drink on the patio. We're gonna have a nice big sun sail coming pretty soon, so
Right.
it's fun.
And for people
stuff.
who don't know, obviously we have an array of bottles and styles and flavors here.
And this isn't even all of it.
I was going to say, so when people go to see you on site, what do they get and how many different varieties? And
Yeah,
things?
so we specialize in rum, but we also make vodka. Like I said, we make a gin. We did a moonshine for a charity event here recently.
Yeah.
I get a lot of people that ask constantly, well, why don't you make whiskey, bourbon? All this stuff is super, hot right now. try our rums, because our dark rums, which we're going to get into next, are barrel aged, and they drink a lot like whiskey. A lot like whiskey.
Oh, I'm ready for this. Steve, you ready?
Me 3.
Yeah.
Steve's not shy.
No way.
Oh, hear that one?
I just
That
doesn't get any better.
No, does it?
No, it's good.
Yeah, so this next one is our single barrel rum.
Nice.
This one we aged a little over 2 years, just shy of 3 years, in a once-used bourbon barrel.
Oh.
This one in particular came out of a Heaven Hill bourbon barrel.
Nice.
Okay. You guys like to swap. You guys in the industry like to swap barrels a lot, don't you?
We try.
It's like it's like baseball trading cards. You swap them up. But no, obviously it probably helps with finding new notes and flavors.
Well, when it comes to barrel aging in general, almost all spirits, other than bourbon, uses once-used bourbon barrels.
Okay.
Because bourbon has to use that barrel one time. They have to use a brand new barrel every single time. And once they're done with it, they got to get rid of it. So almost all Scotch, rum, tequilas, brandies.
Really?
Everybody uses once-used bourbon barrels.
That's wild.
Because they're half the cost, and there's a heck of a lot of them out there.
Beer does it too.
Yeah, beer does it too. And actually, we do it with a lot of breweries.
Right.
We do a beer barrel rum, which I don't have here today, but we will take our single barrels that we're trying now. When we empty that barrel, I'll take it to a local brewery. They'll age their beer. When they're done, they give it back, and then we fill it back up.
So it's been bourbon barrel aged, and then rum barrel aged, then beer
barrel aged, and then back to rum.
And then it comes
barrel
back to you for rum barrel aged. That's a process.
To pull out more flavors.
Yeah. Hey, if it works, it works, man.
And so far, that's why I don't have it here, because it has worked, and it's sold out right now.
This works very well. So what is happening in here? What's going on?
So all those flavors you're tasting is from the barrel. Basically, this is, in very simple terms, this is our silver rum aged in a barrel.
Okay.
It's not exactly correct, but for the most part, it's our silver rum aged in a barrel, and all the color, the flavor, everything is coming straight from that barrel.
Really?
So how do you know how long to barrel age it for? Are you tasting it after 6 months, and then a year, and then 18 months, and go, okay, this is what we were wanting?
Okay, so in the first couple of years, yes, that's what I was doing, because we just opened up, and you really don't know. Every location is going to age different. I mean, so, we're down here in the South. It's hot here all the time.
Right. Yeah.
Spirits mature quicker in the heat. That's why this one's 3 years old instead of 8 years old, because it doesn't have to be. But yeah, so when we first opened up, I was checking these things every 6 months or so. And for us, 2.5 years seems to be kind of the sweet spot for our single barrel rum.
Really? Okay.
Now, I've got one later here that's much older, and it shows. But yeah, for us, every location is slightly different, and that's what we do. And unfortunately, somebody's got to do it. And it might as well be me.
Right. So is there ever any worry of after 2 years that the flavor's not going to be what you want it to be, and then you just...
No, so there's never... So what really is the real issue is the base spirit going in.
Okay.
As long as the spirit going in is good, coming out's going to be fine.
Good.
Yeah. So it's just a matter of how long it's going to take. Now, so when I do a new batch of this, I'll take 3 or 4 barrels off the rack. I'll try them all out. Whichever one we like the best, that's the one we bottle. The rest go back up. Okay. So it truly is a single barrel, meaning it's not blended at all. I take one barrel, we bottle it. So inherently, every release of this is slightly different than the one before, because every barrel's different. Every tree is different.
And you number these bottles for those barrels,
We
right?
do. Yeah, so this is batch 22. The one we're drinking now is batch 22. And we do, every batch is a single barrel, and it is slightly different than the one before and the one after.
Steve, what did you have in the lottery? Did you have 22? I had 16. I was off. I was way off.
Oh, I was on 17.
Yeah, 17. Sorry, bro. 22.
Well.
All right. Sorry, nobody wins.
Well.
Nobody wins. That means we
Not
roll.
today.
We roll over to $600 for next brewery. Yeah, we can guess that again. All right.
Can I come back next
They
week?
seem to get.
right.
They seem to get darker, is what I'm visually seeing here. Jeremy.
So, yes, but this next one, not for the reason that you're thinking. So this one is a little bit older.
Okay.
This is our port finished rum.
Okay.
Now, this one, what we do is we take the single barrel that you just tried,
All right. Ooh.
and then we age it for an additional year in a ruby port cask. This one in particular came from Italy.
Oh,
And
really?
a little bit higher proof on this one. This one's 86 proof. The last one you tried was 80. So it's a little bit stronger. But the darkness in this one is actually coming from that port barrel. So
I'm hearing
you're picking
port
up
wine.
Port wine, yes.
Wine.
Yeah, so
Wine
you're
barrel.
picking up some of the darkness is coming from that wine itself. So you're going to get a little bit inherently from that darkness.
We had sipping with Sue. We had Sue on, and we did a little sipping, and we got some more wine knowledge.
Yeah.
We since forgotten it, but it was good at the time. But it's on the episode. But we learned about wine notes, and we learned about beer, and the subtleties of beer. This seems to be like all of those mixed into one.
Nice
right?
complex.
Yeah, so this is going to be a little bit more complex. Exactly right. So you're going to pick up, it was also a French oak toasted barrel.
Okay.
So you're going to pick up not only the American.
Not French toast.
Not French toast. No, French oak. So so you'll get the charred American oak on the front that it was aged in for 2 years, and then an additional year in a toasted French oak barrel.
Wow.
That held port
for sure.
wine.
You know, again, it is in the 9 o'clock hour on a Friday. I feel like dipping French toast sticks in this would be a terrible idea.
Yeah, I
It's
think
not
it'd be
terrible. Oh, I'm out of syrup. What am I going to
Like
do?
a flambe.
So,
This, yeah.
but
I
why
mean-
wouldn't you do the opposite?
What's that?
Why wouldn't you just take this and go
There's no reason not
all
to.
on your French toast?
Whoa, Steve, you just okay.
A little something.
Or just a little
That's
in the,
not syrup.
or throw it in the syrup. Have a little
That's what I was
mix
thinking.
mix
That
that baby
too.
in there.
I mean, it's all about innovation. What you're doing, you're just trying to come up with new ideas,
I'm
new
with you.
angles. So,
Yep.
I mean, you know, Steve, you can cut Steve in for like 0.5%.
So not to throw you off your game here, but is there a reason that spirits use proof versus ABV?
Is there? So
That's a good question.
it's a very good
It's
question.
not. I'm just curious.
No, it's a good question. And in the United States, we actually have to put both on there, the
Right.
proof and the ABV. Why we have to do that, I have no idea, to
Fair
be very
enough.
honest with you. I did look it up at one point.
I think I did too.
I looked it up at one point, and again, it's just kind of like you said with Sue's, sipping with Sue, it's gone.
Yeah.
Fair
so
enough.
I don't remember.
Fair enough.
Listen, we're 5 drinks into this thing already.
That's right.
We sadly only have one left, but it looks like an intimidating bottle, to be honest with
And it is.
you. Yeah?
This is probably the bottle I'm most proud of.
Really?
This is our Bottled and Bond. It is a 6-year-old rum. So we've only been open about 6.5 years. So this is one of the very first barrels we laid down when we opened up. Or just, right when we opened up. So it's a Bottled and Bond product. So if you're not familiar with that,
Hello.
if you're not familiar with that, it's 100 proof. So this is also the strongest of all the spirits that we're about to try. And it's the oldest, strongest. Bottled and Bond was actually one of the very first, actually it was the first Food Safety Act in American history.
Okay.
Back in the 1800s, especially the late 1800s, you'd get a lot of things that were labeled bourbon that were not actually bourbon. They'd be clear spirits with iodine or tobacco juice or whatever, just nasty stuff, right? And rightfully so. People were getting a little aggravated with that.
Sure.
So they called their congressman and they decided to enact the Bottled and Bond Act. I believe it was 1897.
Okay.
And what it said was, in order to be labeled bonded or bottled in bond, it had to be distilled by one distiller in one distillery in one distilling season. But more importantly, it had to be aged in a federally bonded warehouse for a minimum 4 years. This one's a little over 6 years old. Back then, those bonded warehouses were actually they were actually federally guarded warehouses. We don't do that today, but our warehouse is federally bonded. And then it had to be bottled at 100 proof. Once you meet all those criteria on top of the original criteria to make the spirit, you can call it bottled and bond or bonded. And that's what this is. And like I said, this is a very limited run. We got one barrel, 228 bottles, and we're not very many left. So
I was going to say, you brought it. Thank you for bringing us one, and then you have some at your place.
Oh, yeah.
Not many.
Yeah, this one's coming with me. You guys aren't keeping
yeah,
this
I
one.
was-
Sorry.
I was going to say, yeah, you can just leave that one right there on
Actually,
the counter.
shocked you're going to leave any of them behind, Steve.
Purchase one and
we don't-
support a local distillery.
That's right.
That's
yes.
right.
Support local.
I did.
That's right. That's right.
This is amazing, though. And you
So,
get
and if I didn't tell you it was a rum, now there is some rum undertones. You get that little sweetness. You definitely get the sugarcane notes, but it drinks a lot like a whiskey. And I've had a
just
lot
like
of people that come in that are bourbon people and all that, and they're like, "Hey, this what is this? It's rum, but it drinks like a whiskey."
yeah, you blindfold me. I'm going to go whiskey. on
This is one that you can just sip on, throw it in a little glass, fire up a cigar.
Yeah.
Good to go.
Wow. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have the label is not as important as what's going on in the body of the beverage.
That's really good.
No, it's true. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like when people think rum, they think sweet.
Yeah.
Because a lot of, and actually not a lot, but most rums do add sugar to them post distillation to sweeten them up. We don't do that on any of our products. So
Right.
there's no sugars, flavors, colors, or any additives in any of our products. So the last that we just tried, these are barrel aged products. That's why they're dark.
Right.
All of the color and flavor is coming from the barrel itself, not
awesome.
from anything else.
And that lack of sugar helps with the lack of hangover, I found, too.
It does.
For my own mileage.
Fair.
Right.
No, that's
Thank you,
absolutely
Copper
true.
Bottom. Yeah.
You know, that's absolutely true. The your flavored, all of your flavored products, your flavored vodkas, your flavored rums, they're adding a lot of sugar to them to give you those flavors that you're looking for.
Sure.
And there's a place for all of those. That's just not what we do.
I wrote Captain Morgan a letter recently. I was at Steve's house, and I was like, please stop it. The hang-up, right, because it's too much sugar.
Did you have your right leg propped up?
Oh, Steve.
By the way, that's as close to a barrel as it's ever been.
Give it to him. Give him
No.
Shots fired.
Look out. Wait a second. It's coming. Give it to him. I didn't know Jeremy was bringing it.
Sorry.
All right.
I don't sell it.
Now, exactly. That's right. As we mentioned earlier, srprod.com/beerfinder, and just banging Copper Bottom, and we'll help you find many places, but some of the places that you can find your
Total
stuff.
Wine, local independents, and the distillery itself.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And why not head over? How many days a week are you guys opening the doors?
We're generally open Wednesday through Saturday.
Okay.
Wednesday, Thursday, noon to 7. Friday, Saturday, noon to 9, or until people aren't there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're open. And if you happen to be there on Monday or Tuesday, I'll still be there.
Well,
you're just not getting a tour.
No,
If you want to come buy something, sure, I'll be there.
You give great tours too, and we have been lucky enough to have the tour before. It's really an intriguing process to me because how something again. Look at these bottles; those all started the same color. Those were all the same color. No food coloring. No, that's just science right there.
Everything comes off the still, crystal clear.
I mean, why don't you wear a lab coat? I feel like you're a credible guy, but I think if you had a lab coat on,
I do have a degree in biology.
Son of a...
So I could, I could,
Did you know this?
I did not know
Code.
this.
What?
You know.
Wow. Okay.
Stethoscope.
Really?
Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, clipboard.
Okay. Can you explain photosynthesis to Steve after the show?
After the show, I could.
Okay, great. Yeah,
Absolutely.
we're
I don't want to bore anybody in this segment.
We're desperately short of time. Again, the last time we actually had you on the show was like prior to COVID and everything, and you guys did this incredible thing, shutting down your operation. Well, not shutting it down, shutting down the alcohol distribution and making hand sanitizer for America.
We did, yeah. And it did. It went all over the country.
Yeah.
It went into military. I mean, we had 50 gallons go to an aircraft carrier off the coast of Florida. I had somebody call me up and say, "Hey, if you can make me 50 gallons, we'll send a helicopter." So we made 50 gallons.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it was really nuts. I'm glad we were able to do it. Hope we never have to do it again.
Right.
But no, we were happy to do it, and it was a great time. It was good.
Yeah, really making the best of the bad time, and then
actually
making the good
SR,
times.
And actually, SR Prod helped us with that as well. I mean, they had a lot of beer going out of code and out of date, so they would bring that beer over to us, and we would take it, distill it, and make hand sanitizer out of it.
And it was beer we had picked up from the restaurants that were no longer operating with at the time. So the beer had to go somewhere.
See, it's that good collaboration.
Did you not ask Josh to bring it by the studio?
I think I sent him an email. Or maybe I didn't hit send.
Probably weird.
I have Steve's email blocked.
Our internet was down for quite a while.
I got the draft.
Nothing to do with COVID at all. Just, I think I had a wire severed in a parking lot. What a great array of flavors right there.
Thank you very much.
And again, we haven't even started with the cocktails.
Oh no, yeah,
you've made us cocktails before.
We have, yeah, and we do at the shop. If you come to the shop, we'll make you all kinds of different cocktails. But these are they're great by themselves, but you really want them shine. Put them in a cocktail.
What are you guys doing now?
Let's go.
Well, I mean, Steve, we got to get. We're supposed to do Morning Hog Happy Hour coming up at noon.
Oh, but it just so happens that's when we open.
Okay.
I think we know what we're doing now.
Look on 95.7 The Hog, Facebook and Instagram. It's Friday. It's the Morning Hog on 95.7 The Hog. Jeremy, we love you. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks.